Hey guys, this is Ivy here, and today I'm going to be doing a juvenile or baby bearded dragon feeding 101 video. So basically, I'm just going to be telling you everything that you need to know about feeding your juvenile or baby bearded dragon. So let's get starting. The first topic that we are going to talk about is vegetables. Vegetables are a very important part of an adult bearded dragon's diet. But for a juvenile bearded dragon, it's not that important. But you still need to offer fresh vegetables to them at all times, because they will still need some vegetables, and it can be very unhealthy if they do not eat any vegetables. So make sure to have fresh vegetables in a bowl or wherever you feed them at all times. So what I do is I make a salad for my juvenile baby bearded dragon every day. Sometimes he eats it, sometimes he doesn't. Some foods that my bearded dragon love is kale. But be warned, you cannot feed them this all the time, only a few times a week. Peppers. And my juvenile bearded dragon is very picky. His name is Lucky. So those are basically the only vegetables that he will eat. But I promise you, there are plenty more vegetables that you can feed your bearded dragon. He's just super picky. Alright, so your juvenile bearded dragon should also have crickets. Depending on how big and how old they are going to need small or medium-sized crickets. I feed my juvenile bearded dragon medium, but he's pretty big for a baby. Also, you should try to make sure to get gut-filled crickets. I know this sounds super gross, but it actually only means that they are fed a very healthy and calcium-filled diet. And now, if your crickets are not gut loaded, then make sure to put lots of calcium on your vegetables. They make plenty of different kinds of calcium powders, but this is the kind that we use. And I know it has writing on the top, but all it's called is reptile calcium. But there is plenty of different kinds that you can feed your bearded dragon. Here's a video of my bearded dragon eating crickets. And sorry guys, I know that wasn't the best footage. And you should feed your juvenile bearded dragon 2 to 5 crickets a day. They also make things called cricket cages for your bearded dragon. A place to store crickets where you can also give them plenty of food so they will live a lot longer. And there is depending on the kind of cricket cage that you have, most small cricket cages have little tubes that the crickets will crawl on, and then you can take out the tubes and cover the ends so the crickets cannot escape. And then put your hand over while you walk to the bearded dragon's cage and dump out a few of the crickets in their cage. It's super easy. But of course, a lot of people do not have cricket cages or cannot afford them. They're pretty expensive. So if you don't, of course, you can just keep them in the plastic bag or whatever they come in. But let me warn you, that will be a bit trickier because they'll probably end up hopping out. Alright, so the next thing that I'd like to talk about is mealworms. So if you've done your research, you'll definitely already know about crickets and mealworms. But mealworms are worms, but they look very different. They're almost like caterpillars. They make plenty of different sizes, but they have 2 different basic sizes, small and large. The large ones are about this long and super thick. You shouldn't actually feed these to your bearded dragon at all. They can bite and hurt your bearded dragon. And then there's a bunch of different sizes of large. So there's super large, and then there's a few different sizes down until they're about that long and that thick. Then they make small mealworms. And there's a bunch of different sizes of small also. There's absolutely tiny mealworms that are only that long. The ones that I would recommend feeding to your juvenile bearded dragon are about that long and super thin. But they are the large size of the small, if that makes sense. Here's a picture of what it looks like. And you can actually open the container in the store to see if all the mealworms are dead or thriving. If you open the container and it looks like this, the mealworms are not moving and they're dark brown or black, then definitely do not get it. This likely means that the mealworms are dead or haven't eaten in a long time. These are really bad for your bearded dragon. Instead, they should look like that. Light tan or light brown, with kind of like black stripes, I guess. Here's a video of him eating his mealworms. And as you'll notice in the video that I just put up, he uses his tongue. He sticks his tongue to the mealworm, then with his tongue pulls it in his mouth, chews it, and swallows it. That's how it should be with the crickets also. If he does not do this, then he could have a serious problem and you should bring him to a vet. If he just does this once, doesn't use his tongue, sometimes they can do that, like with a cricket that won't stop running away. Sometimes they'll just use their whole mouth. But if he does this often and with mealworms also, then make sure to bring them to a vet. And obviously, after they eat, no matter what they're eating, vegetables, mealworms, crickets, or whatever other food you feed them, then of course you have to put them under the basking light. Actually, you shouldn't put them under the basking light, but give them a chance to go under the basking light. If they do not go under the basking light in around an hour, then you need to pick them up and put them under the basking light. Because they cannot digest properly if they do not bask after they eat. Here's a picture of him basking under his basking lamp. And they should stay under their basking lamp for at least an hour. But make sure to make sure to provide a basking area at most times. They can be away from their cage or their basking heat for around 2 hours. But after that, you need to put them back in their cage. They could get too cold and not be able to digest properly. Or they could have some other problems. Most likely, if you do this every day, take them out for too long. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and this will help you, and click thumbs up if it did. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Horse Girl for Life. Bye, guys! And thank you so much for 50 subscribers again.